and welcome back to Mama of the Wild Crew podcast. This episode is going to be a little bit different because I've got my sister Addison Sewell here with me, and we're not going to go through like our usual setup because we're going to just do like a summer check-in. If you've been seeing the Instagram post updates, anything like that, we are working on some new stuff, which we'll dive into in this episode. But we just wanted to touch base in summer and see how everyone's doing. So, hey, Addie.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And if you guys have heard, is it episode 2, I think, that you came on, episode 2. If you haven't, go back and listen to episode 2. This is, like I said, my sister, Addison Sewell. She is a high school counselor, encourager of teens, and a fellow mama to little Briggs Patrick. I almost called him Biggs.
Briggsy P.
And Briggsy P. Patrick. Briggs is 3 days older than Crew Pearl. So we have a lot of fun. It is always craziness around here right now because they are now 3.5. So just always crazy. But like we said, we're going to touch base a little bit of summer. We're going to talk about what's giving us life this summer, do a Bible recap, check-in, a little summer reset, what we want to do better. I didn't tell you, but I've got to fill you guys in on a mom fail. Because we just got back from the pediatrician, and my family has pinworms.
What is that? Stop.
It's like, I guess, little worms that is, I don't know, comes out.
Should I leave?
I asked, I was like, well, is it like, how contagious is it? And she's like, well, it's like oral. So don't let Crew Pearl put her hands in your mouth. But anyway, that is what Jordan is taking the kids to do right now, is to pick up treatment for our pinworms.
That's disgusting. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that.
So anyway, if anyone else has had pinworms out there, I'm feeling really great. But anyway, we obviously have something going on right now. So anyway, I hope everyone else is doing well. Do you have a mom?
Oh, what even? Well, I guess my mom fail is kind of out of my control. I'm gonna put that out there. But if you've seen Lex post, we went to Miami for a girls trip. So we have a little sister, Avery, that graduated OSU and is going to PA school. And so I'm not going to lie, I talked her into asking my parents to do a trip instead of a graduation party. So thank you, Mom and Dad. But we went to Miami on the same day that my son started T-ball, which is his first T-ball game ever. Was supposed to do T-ball all summer. There was like 4 weeks. I knew I had missed the 5th week. And then it rained out, and that was his first ever T-ball game. Actually, first and second, because they had a doubleheader. So we missed Briggs's first ever T-ball game.
No, that was a bummer. But he looked so cute.
He was so cute.
But you've made it up since. And he got the MVP trophy that day. Yeah. Well, Crew Pearl went to the last game, and we had a Wilder's birthday party and a house showing and everything. So I was like cleaning up from that before our showing. And she got back and I said, how did Bubby do? And she said, well, not very good. He didn't get the trophy. And I was like, what? And she's like, no, some other kid got the trophy. And she was like, but Bubby was better, but he didn't get the trophy.
It's because Bubby already got the trophy, okay?
Bubby already got the trophy. So then we had to like talk about the trophy, which I didn't really know what she was talking about either. So then I'm like making it up like, well, the other team won. And she's like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't.
It was a character trophy. So I will give it, the I9 sports group does like a character word of the week and like tries to teach these little kids, you know, some character traits. And so Bubby got it last time.
Oh, okay.
And another little kid got it this
Another
time.
little kid had exemplified the character trait. Okay, well, Crew Pearl thought that it was ridiculous. So
thanks, Crew Pearl.
Yeah, okay, so let's dive into what's giving us life this summer. So I had initially told you that we were going to talk about 2 things, but then as I was writing stuff down, I thought of more, which I thought was positive. So first thing, LMNT hydration packets, which this is not sponsored, but maybe it should be.
Yeah.
By Element Hydration Packets. If you haven't seen on Instagram, I'm obsessed with the Element Hydration Packets. I do the mango chili one. It's a little spicy, but it's good. But like literally go to Summer Grab, keeping me hydrated once a day. They're super salty though, but I like them.
Yeah, because that's the one that I had like the chocolate and it almost like had like a little chocolate thing.
I don't know that I recommend the chocolate one.
Okay.
But because that's the one that you tried. And I probably should have offered. We got like a sample pack, and so I did offer you the chocolate one. But didn't you have a watermelon one or something?
Yeah. I think I did.
Yeah, did you like it?
Yeah, but I think you're trying to say that you didn't like the chocolate one, so you gave it to me.
Yeah.
Okay. She's great at promoting this product, as you can tell.
But anyway, I do love it. So Element Hydration. I would definitely recommend it. You can get them on Amazon, but the mango chili, you have to go to the actual website. Very good. Jordan gets them for free from his chiropractor, though, so that's why.
Shout out to that chiropractor.
Walks with Wilder. We've been doing like gratitude walks in the morning. It's mainly Jordan and Crew are still asleep, and Wilder wakes up really early. So instead of like trying to do my Bible reading while he's crawling all around, it was so much easier whenever he didn't move, you know. Mm-hmm. I just put him in a stroller. I give him food because now he can like hold his own little pouches and whatnot. And so we just go for a walk first thing. Like I literally like put my contacts in and that's it. Put a bra on, we go. And I listen to the Bible recap on my phone, whereas that is different because before I like would sit down and make notations in my Bible. But guys, you know, it is the way of life right now. Yeah. We are like on the move. So trying to like be super chill and flexible with that change. And I'm really cool about it. But it has been good. So like I just put it on and we go and we just like look at the birds and it's nice. And it's not too hot, like first thing at 6 o'clock in the morning. So that's been good. Recommend that. The Chosen. Have you started watching it yet?
No, I need to.
Yes. I know. We're all caught up, and I don't know when the next block of 3 episodes is coming out, and I keep trying to ask ChatGPT, and I'm not getting a straight answer. But I've been watching it with Crew Pearl, too, and she loves it. It's so good. Guys, if you haven't started watching The Chosen, Amazon Prime, start watching The Chosen. It'll change your life. It's so good. Next one, Wilder is giving kisses now.
So cute.
Yes, I'll be like, give me a kiss, and he'll give me a kiss. So that's also bringing me joy. I got a new bra. I will add that to my bringing me life, giving me life this summer. Guys, I was so miserable. Like, I don't know why I didn't just go buy a bra sooner, but I went and bought a new bra. So everyone, go buy yourself a new bra. Guys, I guess this could be kind of controversial. I don't know. Do what you will with it. I got some fresh Botox. And that also gives me life. I say Botox, it was actually Jabot. But, you know, I feel like getting fresh neurotoxin changes my personality. And it just makes me feel better about myself. And I am a huge supporter of neurotoxin. So, if you don't love neurotoxin, that is fine too, because I've also recently got a hydrofacial and I would also recommend that. Another thing I would say, I had like tried to be so chill on myself this postpartum round because with Crew Pearl, I kind of struggled like with my body after having her. And so after Wilder, or even really before Wilder, I had told Jordan, like, I'm giving myself 2 years. Like before I even think about what my body needs to look like I don't know. Mm-hmm. It was just hard. Like I went to go try on jeans and I remember like standing there trying on jeans and like even jeans that I thought were going to be way too big for me. Like I couldn't even get up over my new hips and it like rocked me. I don't know. So I was giving myself so much more grace this time because you eventually get back to feeling more like yourself. But like that initial postpartum hump for me personally, like with my body image was really rough. So I was giving myself a lot of grace this go around. So Wilder just turned 1. But I think I kind of like went too far into giving myself grace. And guys, I mean that by like I hadn't gotten my eyebrows waxed. I hadn't gotten a haircut. I was just literally wearing my pajamas all the time whenever I wasn't at work. And like I wear scrubs for work because I'm a nurse. So like my family gives me stuff because I have uniforms. I'm a uniform girl. I wear scrubs to work and then I have like certain clothes that I wear outside of work. So if you know me, I promise I'm not wearing sometimes I'm wearing the same clothes that I have worn previously, but I buy like once I find something that I like to wear, I'll buy multiple of the same thing. So I I literally was like, okay, I need to maybe reconcile that a little bit. And so, like Addie said, we had this girls trip coming up. So it kind of pushed me to like go get a haircut and get my eyebrows waxed. And I got a facial, and all these things obviously like cost money. So I'm not saying it to like go out and spend a bunch of money, because obviously that too was like part of the reason I wasn't like going and doing all these things, but I was spending all this money like on kids' clothes that they didn't need. But like what our family needed was for me to get a haircut and for me to buy a new bra. So if that is you right now, and you feel like you are in this kind of like postpartum slump, rut, whatever, go get your eyebrows waxed. Like get your nails done, and maybe it'll change your life a little bit. I hope so.
Or tattooed. That's probably controversial, but I am a redhead if you don't know me. And I never had eyebrows. Like you couldn't see them, but I also don't know how to do makeup well enough to like put on my makeup. And so that's what I told my husband. I just never felt like done up. Like I'm just not great at makeup. And so I got my eyebrows tattooed, and I feel like a new person.
They look really good.
It gave me confidence.
Yeah, I think that's what like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that it gave me just like a different confidence. And it wasn't like, oh, I have to go out and lose X amount of weight, or I have to do that. Like it didn't have anything to do with like what my body looked like. Like I'm still very comfortable and at peace like with my body. But it was just like it gave me a little life that I didn't know that I was like needing, I guess. And once I got my hair cut and got my eyebrows waxed and, unmobilized my forehead, I felt great. And I was like, watch out, because mom's on the loose, I was just feeling more myself. Yeah. I did try and do a backflip at Airtopia after, because I was feeling so fabulous, and I'm going to have to continue to practice that because that did not go.
Did you pee your pants?
A little bit. Yeah.
You're so good.
A little bit. But anyway, what's giving you life this summer, Addie?
So I do not work in the summers, so I know I'm very blessed. I'm very, very grateful that I don't work in the summers. However, I'm not meant to be a stay-at-home mom. So there's like that weird balance that I feel. My kid still goes to daycare part-time, and I kind of like was like losing routine, similar to like how you do postpartum. And so this summer I told myself, Briggs and I were gonna make a little list. Every Thursday he was gonna stay with me, because my hard part was like, we would wake up and I'd be like, do I take him to school? Do I not? What do we do? And so we just straight up said every Thursday it's Mom and Briggs Day. Mainly he has speech. If you need a speech therapist, we've got a great one. But we go to speech, and then we do like a fun little Mom and Briggsy Day. So that has been helpful, like giving me some sort of routine. And then I started this summer saying I was going to run a mile every day. And let's be honest, I walked a mile.
That's awesome.
Almost every day. I did every day of June. July was a little funky. But that honestly gave me the most life and encouragement, and just like that I was accomplishing some days or something every day. So yes, I bought the weighted vest. Do it. It's been great. And yes, I'm sure I look a little silly walking, but I love walking. That's when I do my Bible recap. I listen to it. And then I go home and do like the written part. But that has given me life. Just being like, giving myself some grace. I think sometimes like all school year, I'm like, bam, 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 what have I got to do? And so some days I would read a book. Some days I would watch a TV show. So some days I would go get a margarita with a friend at lunch. Like just giving myself the flexibility to like truly enjoy it. And then Ben and I did a lot of like day dates, because it's so hard to get a date night. And so we did a lot of day dates on the days he wasn't working. So
yeah, that is so nice, because it is so hard to get date nights. And I feel like whenever Jordan is in school, it's almost easier for us to like meet for lunch or something, because I don't know if you guys know, my husband's a teacher, soccer coach. So he is the primary caregiver like during the summer of the kids. So then like we can't go out to lunch because he's got these kids with him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have a free lunch at work, but here he's tagging along these kids, which obviously is like great, but in means of like just having a tiny bit of time, just the two of us. which we'll dive into that too, because that's something that I have on my list of wanting to do better. But we've kind of both talked about the Bible recap. So let's check in on that Bible in a year. How's it going? What's your favorite part? And any encouragement? So for me, I feel like it's been going really well. I think it's one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my entire life. And I could not recommend it enough. And if you're like me, like whenever I first I heard about this, I heard Tara Lee Cobble come on the Whoa, That's Good podcast probably a year and a half before I even started the Bible recap. And it is something that like I heard about and I was like, that sounds like a really good idea. And just kind of kept hearing about it, kept seeing her on Instagram, but I never made the jump. And I was kind of like, I just don't have time for that. And then I finally decided, it was January of last year, like, yeah, I'm doing this. And it has been so great. Like, I have learned so much just about God, his character, everything. And it has truly shaped like everything about my life. So if there is one thing I think that anyone is like trying to do to grow themselves, I could not recommend Tara Lee Cobble Bible recap enough. Favorite scripture or God moment? I don't know that I have like an exact moment, but also if you know me, I have a hard time like picking favorites or comparing things. Jordan will be like, what was your favorite part of the day? I'm like, I like loved it. I love different things about different things. Overarching, I would just say learning about God's character has shaped so much. And she said the other day, like on one of her recap videos, like as you start to hear God's voice and know God's voice, it's familiar to you. And so I think she used the example of like, if a stranger calls. Hey there, Wild Crew Mamas. Some super exciting news. If you're like me these days, any day is a hat day. Literally, probably every day is a hat day. And we have 2 new hats for Mama of the Wild Crew podcast. I am so excited, and huge shout out to my sister-in-law Brie over at Schmoky Designs for taking these ideas and bringing them to life. We have Mama of the Wild Crew podcast hat, and we also have the cutest hat. It says motherhood is my ministry, and ain't that the truth, guys? Head on over to our Instagram at Mama of the Wild Crew _podcast. DM me or comment on one of the posts and let us know that you want your hat today. Growing up, our parents had a super special tradition. We kept this big stork in our garage, and whenever someone either in town or one of our friends had a baby, we would all load up and go over to their house and put this stork in their yard to help them celebrate. It was one of my favorite childhood memories, and my sister Addison Sewell has carried on that tradition. She is the proud owner of Owasso Storks, offering personalized stork deliveries to families celebrating the arrival of a new baby. Whether it's a baby announcement, a baby shower, or to celebrate the birth of a little one, Owasso Storks is the perfect, thoughtful, sentimental gift. There are even options to celebrate proud big siblings and even those furry little family members. For a sweet, memorable gift, reach out to Owasso Storks. Check them out on Instagram. That's at Owasso Storks, at OWASSOSTORKS. And you can find their contact info in the show notes. Guys, this is just the sweetest gift. I have personally been blessed by a stork from Owasso Storks before Owasso Storks was a thing, and it was just the sweetest thing. So definitely reach out to Owasso Storks. Okay, guys, we just had to pause this because I was literally saying if a stranger calls, like, you might have to be like, who is this? But if your mom calls, you know who it is. Like, she doesn't have to introduce herself. And then all of a sudden we hear, like, someone talking. And my family is not at our house. We hear someone talking in the living room, and it's my dad. And he doesn't have his phone. His phone is in Tulsa. And so he was like, can I use your phone? You can hear his flip-flops, flop, flopping. But anyway... Anyway, I forget what I was saying. So just hearing his voice and learning his voice, you become familiar with his voice and you're able to hear it and see it all the time. So I think that would be like my biggest takeaway is just being more familiar with God's voice. And I've learned so much that I almost am like, why have I waited this long to do this? But also I think everything is like maybe for a reason, and like I'm at the maturity or just a certain stage in life to where it's just speaking to me in the right time, and I'm like having the right lens, and just hope that I continue to read it every year and see it through a different lens and just learn and grow more and more each time.
I would say that the Bible recap, like she said, Alexis is honestly the one that found it, and she sent it, like, the Amazon link to me and was like, I think I'm going to do this. And I was like, girl, I can't be consistent at that. There's no way. And so for me to say that we're like 200 and something days into it, I honestly am, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little shocked with myself that I've been consistent enough in it. However, I kind of, once we started it, she said at the very beginning, and I might have said this on episode 2, of just, you are influencing what your child knows about Christ. And that kind of hit home of like, what if I'm explaining something wrong? Or what if I'm not teaching Briggs as much as I could be? So honestly, my motivation really has been, I have to know as much as possible and be able to hear, God's voice. And even just like, the more you read in it, then the more like maybe I can hear like the whispers, or I see things differently. Like I'll hear somebody say something and I'm thinking about it scripturally, or scripture comes out of my mouth and I'm like, I don't even know I knew that. But that's what I want Briggs to know. And kind of like we both have said, like we wanted it to be like super structured, and I wanted to have quiet time at a cute coffee shop. And realistically, it's on my way to drop Briggs off at school. And so like how cool for your child to be listening to scripture. Mm-hmm. Obviously he doesn't interact with it, but it's been cool to like share that with him. My favorite scripture or God moment so far has honestly just been like the stories that I didn't know about. And then I kind of think like, okay, the Bible has been around, like how, and we've been raised in church. How did we not know some of this? But you have to remember, there's so much in it. Like the Bible's huge, covers so much time. And so it's been cool to like see things that I truly like didn't even know happened or existed. Like I didn't even know Amos is a book in the Bible, like literally no clue. And so there's been some things that have just been like eye-opening, like good and bad. And I think it's just kind of taught me a little bit more about like God's sovereignty and how he's over everything, good and bad. I really clung to like Romans 8:28 and just how he can use all things to work together for the good of those who believe in him. And I think he's really just shown up on the pages. Even in some of the stories that I was like, I don't know how this really relates, or I'm confused by it. I think I've learned a lot more than I realized I was going to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of brings us into like your summer reset, what we want to do better and what has been hard this summer. And so I've like kind of had a hard summer. I feel like it's just been one thing after another, and it's not like huge things. And my kids are healthy and my husband's healthy and I'm healthy and everyone is safe. And that's really what matters. And that's really all that matters. But just like material issues have like come up. Like if you guys have been following along, our house has been up for sale forever.
Yeah.
Since January, which has been like just challenging with keeping it clean and having showings with little kids. So if you've ever had showings with little kids, it is next to impossible to keep your house clean and like get it clean on a dime. When I like work full time and I have tiny little kids and dogs, and it's just been ridiculous kind of, but grateful again that we have a house to sell. Our fence blew down in a tornado, and then we fixed it, and then the other part blew down in the next tornado, and then like our washer or dryer, something broke. I can't even remember now. And then like Jordan's car broke, and then we borrowed our in-laws' car, and then it broke, and then we bought Jordan a new car, and then the next day my car blew up in our driveway, and I mean blew up. Yeah. Thank goodness our children were not in it. Like I went to go turn the car on to cool down, put all my stuff in the car, went back in to go get the kids. Jordan comes in and is like, your car is blown up in our driveway. And I was like, of course it has. Of course it has. And then, like Addie said, we went to Miami, and I got stolen from in Miami. I mean, literally, I was like, of course I just got robbed. Why would I not have? It was just like, just multiple things like that, that it almost feels like, yeah, of course that happened, But like Addie said, God is so sovereign. And whereas before, I feel like I would have been so overcome by these things, like just not being able to function with the anxiety of not being in control of things. Because I am very much like a control person and I want to know the plan. And I can operate a lot out of fear. Like I've got to check these things off, and fear is driving me. So I've got to know an answer, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Like I need to know an answer to this and I need to know it now. Whereas I feel like I've been doing better about just letting go of control and like knowing God is sovereign and like everything has a plan. And like with the house stuff, there's a reason. There's a reason that the contract fell through. There's a reason we're back on the market. There's a time when we'll move. Like with the cars, we have just been very close these last few weeks because we've had, one car. But also we're so blessed to have one car. And we're going to be blessed to have two, like we're normally a 2-car family. Eventually we're going to figure out my car. Just like a blessing to have some of these things like stripped away, I guess. And just, again, every time like something else happens, it's like, of course, but our kids are healthy and we're healthy and everyone's safe. So all of these things in our life really don't matter. So I feel like that is something that has been hard, but that I'm working on. And other things that I like want to work on and improve is school's kind of around the corner for us. I'm a little bit excited to have routine back in my life. Kind of like you were saying, Addie, I can thrive more on routine, I think, than I can like just trying to be real cool and go with the flow, which is so fun, but also I need a little bit of routine. So I think it'll be nice to just have a little bit more of a set routine. And then maybe Jordan and I can try and schedule some more time like alone, whether it just be like a quick lunch date or a coffee date or whatever that may be. Because Jordan also picked up new soccer team. So like our evenings were already busy. Now they're more busy. So just trying to really find that. And I think next weekend we're going to do like a little getaway. We were initially going to go to Florida. Just the two of us, but then my car blew up. So now I think we're just going to go glamping.
That'll be fun though.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, it will be fun. It will. We haven't gone yet though. That's the other thing. We have tried to have an overnight, just like the two of us, for a year. Literally. And something has gone wrong every single time. Like last time, I can't even say it. Like last time my kids tried to spend the night at an overnight, like there was a mass tragedy and we had to go pick them up. So it's just been like things like that you're like, how is this happening? And so, yeah, we're going to get away and we're going to be safe. Yeah. Everyone's going to be safe and healthy and it's going to be great. But anyway, Addie, what are things that you were going to improve on? Well, you're like, but you started back to work this week.
Yeah, I went back Monday.
So I say summer, but I guess for the school year, what's your reset?
Well, we are changing Briggsy to a different school, and I think all going with I'm starting to see a lot of me in him and a lot of Ben in him, and one of those being that he needs routine and he needs a little bit more structure. And so we're putting him in more of like a school atmosphere versus where he's at right now. We absolutely love it. He's been there since he was little, but he's going to go to a Christian-based school. And so that's one thing that I've really been struggling with this summer of the change and transition, but I think he'll love it. And that's kind of one of those things that we're just like totally resetting our life of just what's important. Like you're saying, my kids, my husband's healthy, my kids are healthy, my family's healthy. What is our goal? Our goal is to train up a disciple. How do I get there? By teaching him scripture. Is there a place where I can put him that he's going to learn more scripture? Yes, we're moving him. And so I think just trying to ingrain our whole life around the bigger picture versus just making decisions on a whim. And so that's one thing I've been a little bit more focused on. It's just, what's our end goal? Our end goal is to get to heaven. How can I shape my family's environment to encourage that goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper.
Yeah, y'all. It is cheaper. What even? So if you have a lot of kids in daycare, I get it. Like it's my house payment.
Yeah, it's rough out there on those daycare streets.
And I have one, so good for y'all that have multiple. That's it's wild.
Mm-hmm. It sure is. It sure is. And we're kind of doing like the opposite, which I've kind of talked to you a little bit about, that I've been a little bit nervous about. Well, I don't know if nervous is the right word, because I know that like these people are going to be absolutely wonderful, but Crew is leaving like her Christian daycare because teachers' kids can go like cheaper at a little school or whatever for teachers' kids. So we're so excited, and she's kind of getting a little bit bigger to where she starts to talk about scripture, and she's always singing and, you know, everything. So I'm excited for her to be able to like go and be a light. But I want to make sure that I'm very like adamant and on top of continuing like all of our talk and all of our teaching and everything that I can at home with her. So if you guys will just like keep that in your prayers. Obviously we were public school kids. We love public school.
And my kid will be a public school kid.
Yeah.
But at this point, and that's the thing too, I think part of mom guilt is, hey, she's doing XYZ with her kids, I should do that. Whereas,
it's whatever is best for you.
And available too. Like, yeah. So don't compare. I think that's one thing I'm learning too that's hard, is just like, we were just talking about this, but you are created to be your child's parent, and you know them best. So what is best for your child today in this moment? And that's how you make a decision, not externally.
Yeah, absolutely. Because comparing can be just the enemy.
Yeah.
Like in every sense, like whether it becomes like your body comparison of yourself, your kids comparing to other kids, your situation to other people's situation, like you just have to know that we were going to talk about this too. You are in the middle of God's plan right now. Mm-hmm. So even just reading the Bible stories, sometimes I'll catch myself thinking like, how crazy, like that these people lived through this. And the other day we were talking about, if you could go back and be in any time period, what would it be? And Jordan was like, oh, when Jesus was here. And I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. But also like we are in the middle of God's plan right now. So whatever you're doing with your family and everything, like know that like God is sovereign and all things work for those who love him. So try not to compare. And I know it is so hard. It's so hard. And I think especially for women, it's harder. But anyway, okay, we're going to go to Q&A, because on Instagram we did like a little Q&A box. So I picked out a couple of these, and I did not tell Addie what they were before she came over.
How kind of her.
Yes. Okay. So number one, how do you calm your mom anxiety in the middle of summer chaos? Addie, I'll let you go first.
Why is it easier to calm your mom anxiety with more children and like maybe one more adult? So I think I do so much better when it's you, me, Crew Pearl, Wilder, Briggs versus me and Briggs. Like I love that one-on-one time, but like when I'm feeling anxious, I know I have got to get out of this house and I've got to go be around other people. And so sometimes I'll end up in the car ride with my husband going to work. Like he's probably wanting me out of that car, but like I just have to be around other people. And so that's one way I've been calming my mom anxiety over the summer. And like we've said a bajillion times, keeping a little bit of structure. And I've said yes to multiple trips, which if you know me, I don't do well with traveling. I don't do well with being away from my little environment. And so I had just decided I'm just going to say yes to every trip. And so I've done a girls trip. We did a trip with my little family. I've done some Oklahoma City trips to see some of my college friends. And so I think just saying yes to what I truly want to say yes to and saying no to what I truly want to say no to.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like you yourself, that's something that you can struggle with.
Oh, yeah.
Like over committing to things and saying yes. I feel like I absolutely agree with doing like little play dates. I definitely do better whenever I'm stressed out or whatever, whenever there's other people around. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Like I'll just sometimes text you or text people and be like, hey, breakfast at my house. Like we're having breakfast anyway. I know you're having breakfast too. Like just don't, you don't have to put clothes on your kids. Like put them in the car and come over. You don't have to bring anything. If you want to bring something great, like we've got food here. No one's going to eat the food probably anyway.
Literally.
You know, like I've got coffee. That's really the only thing that matters. Show up. If it's fine outside, we'll turn on the water table or whatever it may be, or we can just literally watch them in the floor. It really doesn't matter. But just like having people around makes such a difference. And I think too, like having those people that you can text and text. I mean, I'm like talking like 7 a.m. Like we're all up. Again, we're all going to have breakfast. Like it doesn't have to be a 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 p.m. hangout. Like my best time, honestly, is before nap time, 7 to 9:30 a.m.
She's literally not joking. Her kid's first birthday party was at 8:45 in the morning.
Yeah. And it was great.
It was perfect.
It was perfect. Like we did breakfast, we did the water slide, everyone left, and then we still had the whole day. And Wilder went down for his nap. So maybe find like those couple of people if you're needing that like are on the same page that can text like, hey, come over at 7:30. I'll have some fruit and some coffee. You can bring the yogurt and it'll be great. Or just like meet at a coffee shop. There's multiple different little coffee shops around here that have like little play things or something. But I know sometimes it can be hard, and it can be hard with nap schedules. So I get that. Like Addie said, doing maybe little getaways. I have kind of gone the opposite this year because I will say yes to every travel trip thing. And I'm trying to be better about not doing that because my husband has us on a financial plan. So I am being good and doing the opposite of trying not to spend a whole lot of money and enjoy our time like locally doing little things around, hence our glamping upcoming experience. Other things, time in my Bible, I need that. And I think I do it every morning. And, God says his mercies are new every morning. And it just like helps. I missed it someday last week. And I was so fussy about because we were going to the state park, Natural Falls with the waterfall or whatever. So the night before I had gone to Walmart and got like sandwich stuff. And whenever I got back, Jordan was asleep. And so I woke him up like coming in. I'm like, hey, we still have more groceries out. I'm like trying to carry crew in because Wilder had already gone down, but she wanted to come to the store with me in her princess sandals, so it was her tippy toe shoes. It was a whole thing. So we get the food in. I think he's going out to like get the rest of the food. We wake up in the morning to go to the camp, go to Turner Falls. I'm like ready to pack the lunches because I got up early. It's not in there. It's still in the car and our trunk is open and all of the food is in the car and it had been out there overnight. And all of the sandwich, I was like, and then so I had to go back to the grocery store early in the morning and buy all the food, come back, remake everything. So I was like in a mood. I was being a little grouchy. And then on the way there, Jordan was like asking me what I had read in my Bible that morning. And I was like, well, I didn't because I had to go to the grocery store. And he's like, I can tell. So I listened to it on the way there and then I felt better. But I think just
for real, it gives you perspective.
It gives you perspective because we forget. We're human and we forget. And I think that it's so good to like have that new perspective. And that brings us into our next question. How do you reset after a bad mom moment? Guys, this is still a work in progress for me, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this is something that I could do better with. And I've noticed that like when I start to feel heated, Cruz in that stage where like she feeds off that energy. So we just can vibe off of each other real fast and things escalate. So one thing I have started doing is like whenever I'm getting a little bit frustrated, I will like start singing about it. And I'll be like telling Crew, sit down, can you sit down? And then I'll be like, can you please sit down, please? Because I'm about to lose it. And I think just like singing or doing like a funny voice or a funny face or something, even though I am like about to lose it, kind of de-escalates the situation whenever I feel like I'm like on my last little nerve. And then speaking scripture out loud, I will say all the time, and if you've been around me, you've probably heard this, I'll be like, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I'll be saying it kind of sarcastically because sometimes I feel a little bit sarcastic about it, but I'm so serious. Like it's something that I feel so deeply and I truly believe that. And I think just like speaking that scripture out loud or like literally saying a prayer out loud, like super short, like, dear Lord, please give me patience with these children. Dear Lord, please give me patience with these children, and Crew will sometimes like mock me.
That adds up.
Yes, but I don't know, trying to stay calm, praying about it, like truly asking God like for patience and new perspective in different situations, and then circling back and apologizing, because Crew is at the point where she definitely knows, and I want her to know that like, you can have an upset moment or like a disagreement or maybe handle something wrong, but it's important to say sorry. And know that these people still love you and you are still loved, and that it's okay. And like even mommy can kind of mess up sometimes. Yeah, what about you, Addie?
Yeah, I mean, all of the same things. I feel like I have started having to like, okay, Briggs, I'm going to give you a couple minutes. Mommy needs to walk away for a minute. And then I feel like if I can at least walk away, get out, get a little perspective, and then come back. But now he's picked up on it. But I don't know if it's a good thing. He'll be like, 1 minute, Mom. 1 second. Or I'll tell him 5 more minutes, and he'll be like, you need 5 more minutes, Mom. And I'm like, well, okay. We're at least learning that we need to take a second, walk away, and we'll come back. And then I think just the apologizing thing, I think that's just a life lesson of we're not perfect, but just because you messed up doesn't mean that's the end of the road. Like you can go back, apologize, and that doesn't have to ruin our whole day. We can say sorry. We can end it. I love you. Now what's next? And I think that's one of the hard parts, because if you let every little toddler tantrum ruin your day will be ruined. I think that's one of those things where I've had to just decide like, okay, he's 3.5, little boy, something's going to go wrong and we're going to have like to regroup, but I'm not going to let it ruin my day. And they pick up on that. I feel like after he has time out and I come back in a different vibe or energy, he matches it. And so, which is powerful that you have that much power over the environment that you are in. So I think just like controlling my own emotions, and they talk about that a lot at Mom Collective, one of the mom small groups that we're in, of like, you have to control your emotions before you can, you know, your kids get the overflow of you. So they're getting your emotions, whether that's going to be good, bad, or ugly, you know? So
yeah, you truly are like the heartbeat of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What is an I'll never do that you have most definitely done as a mom? I will go first. Mine is co-sleeping. I know, guys, don't cancel me. But with Crew Pearl, we were just trying to survive. And so she still sleeps with us. And I, before kids, said, I will never, ever, ever. And guys, I don't want to. It's not that I want to. Jordan does. Jordan loves cuddling with her. And it's not that I don't love cuddling with her, but Wilder, I like put him down in his bed and I see him in the morning and he sleeps great and I sleep great. And Crew, we just are still surviving. So I would say that is like my biggest thing that I said I will never, ever, ever do. And she's 3.5, so.
She will grow out of that. She can't sleep with you in her college dorm, I guess.
I don't know.
Maybe. Alexis says she's going to move to college with them, so that might be a possibility. One thing, I don't know if it's a never, but I always envision myself of like being this like super strict mom and like my kids being always super done up. And I almost feel like even growing up, like we would kind of joke about that. I'm not going to lie. My kid's cute. It's not that he's like, you know, goes out and whatever, but he went through a Lightning McQueen phase and that's all he wore, y'all, was those ugly Lightning McQueen shirts. And like never would I have ever thought I would let my kid go out not matching wearing a Lightning McQueen shirt. So I think like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a lot more chill. And then the co-sleeping. Briggs slept with us 1.5 years.
You just got to do what you got to do out there, I would say. I mean, as long as you get safe. Have like all these expectations, I think, before you become a mom, and don't like let that dictate you. You don't know what kind of mom you're going to be, I think, until you are a mom, and it changes with every kid, I would say, because you change and we all grow and evolve, and that's a good thing. And then another question we got was, tell me more about the new podcast series coming. So guys, I'm excited about this. We are working on 3 new different podcast series right now. So that is why I'm not putting them out once a week right now, because we've got a bunch of things in the works. So one of them that we've got in the works is Enneagram Mama. So if you don't know what Enneagram is, it's like a tool, I would say, to help you kind of better understand yourself. So God created each of us on a purpose for a purpose. So in this series, we're going to really dive into each Enneagram type and see how each type reflects God's design in motherhood. So whether you're like this justice-seeking type 1, the nurturing type 2, or a peaceful type 9, your personality isn't a flaw of yours. It's a reflection of his image. So we're going to dive deep into the different types of Enneagrams with motherhood and just how like you can feel and be connected through real stories, biblical truth, and grace-filled encouragement. I found out I'm a type 2, which honestly took some convincing for me to agree with, because I thought that I was a type 3, but I wanted to be a type 7. I'll share more about that like in the series, but be on the lookout on social media because I'm going to be reaching out just to see different Enneagram type moms that would be interested in coming and talking with me. Another series we're working on, and this is a working title because I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but it's like a mama wellness series. And it's going to be a series where we bring in just different experts in each kind of wellness of a mom. Like, I mean, from fitness to beauty to spirituality to health to finances to pelvic floor, basically all the things that support a thriving mom. We've talked about like you are the heartbeat of your home, and I'm not even talking just mom in this. I guess I should just say woman wellness. And we need to, make sure that we're okay. And I'm really doing this kind of too for myself because I honestly need this. Like an all around wellness series. So again, keep a lookout for that. And if that's something that you have expertise in, honestly, like the finance one is the one that I don't know anyone. So if you're like a hardworking finance mom out there, reach out to me because I need your advice. Okay, and then the last one, which I'm the most excited about, is going to be a new kids series called Wild Crew Kids. It's going to be a fun, faith-filled mini-series hosted with me and my girl crew, Pearl Schmoker. We've already recorded a little bit, and it's definitely going to take more time and patience than I have. But I'm excited about it because we love Miss Letty. We love the Little Lights, and she's so into the Deep Blue Sea podcast right now. And I was saying earlier, I just want to make sure we're always having that conversation going. And I thought, well, why not just do a podcast with her, because she likes podcasts and it's something that we can listen to in the car and learn about different things. So right now we're kind of going through each of the fruits of the Spirit. And then we're also going to be focusing on the armor of God. And so I'm super excited to be putting that out there. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be silly, but it's going to be rooted in Jesus and just something fun that we can, start conversations with our littles. So just a little bit of final encouragement and takeaways. Something that we both want the mom to walk away with today. Addie, what would you want?
I kind of was thinking that just because you have an idea of what your family story could look like. So maybe you think that you were going to have all your kids super close together, or your kid's going to be the kid that's always matching and he ends up in a Lightning McQueen shirt, that you were created to be the mom of your children today in the time frame and time span that Jesus decided. So just know that you are where you're exactly supposed to be, and to take heart in that and be present where you are. I think sometimes I struggle to look too far forward or too far back, but today is today, and Briggs needs me today, and my husband needs me today, and how are we going to make the most out of today? So just knowing that you are in the right place and you're doing the right thing by showing up every day.
Yeah, that's so good. Presence is something that I struggle with too. Always trying to think about what's next. Or guys, I can even catch myself on vacation or doing a fun activity that I've been excited to do and thinking oh, well, next time we should try this activity. Or what if next time we bring the kids and we do this? Or what if next time we invite these people? No, just be present and enjoy this moment. And so that's something that I do need to work on myself too. So that's a good challenge for me. Takeaway, I want people to remember just that God is sovereign. And you had kind of said earlier, you're not going to mess up his plan, and he does all things for those who love him, all good things for those who love him. So just trying to remember that whenever things feel crazy and chaotic. And another thing that has really helped me lately is just always having worship music on. I feel that's something easy that you can do, but it's honestly, it's an armor. It's a shield, it's a defense, it's giving praise to God. And so that has been something that has been an easy takeaway for me to do. Others could do, and it's just a good one. So anyway, any last thoughts?
No, just thank you for showing up for your family and for your kids and for being you, and you're doing the right thing by seeking Christ, and He will use you as long as you're available.
Yeah. Well, we love you guys. We will see you soon, and reach out on Instagram, DM me, message me, text me, whatever. You know how to get a hold of me. Follow Mama of the Wild Crew _podcast on Instagram. Guys, if you would to go on whatever platform you listen to, whether it's Apple Music, on Spotify, and rate or leave a review for the show. It's how it gets to other moms out there. I would absolutely appreciate it. Thank you guys. You guys are not alone. You've got this. You're becoming. Let's go out and do it. Love you guys. Mama, I'm so grateful that you took time out of your busy schedule today to listen to Mama of the Wild Crew podcast. I'm Alexis Schmoker, and I hope you loved this conversation and that it resonated with you. Thank you so much for opening up your circle and letting us in as we walk through this wild ride of motherhood together. Remember, in the chaos of motherhood, there is always joy to be found. So keep looking in those little moments that make it all worth it. Be sure to follow along on Instagram at Mama of the Wild Crew _podcast. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our podcast. I'd love to hear from you, so comment, tag me, DM me, let me know what you think, and let me know what you'd like to hear next. Mama, I am praying for you, I love you, and I cannot wait to see you next time.